Trump goes to these prayer breakfasts because he doesn't like it when people worship anyone other than him?
All right, let's talk about something that never fails to blow my mind. Donald Trump and religion. Now,
the odds of that happening are extremely small. It's like, did you ever see you go to a driving range in golf and you're hitting balls, hundreds of balls, thousands of hours? I never see a ball hit another ball. Balls going up all over the place. You never see him hit.
We all know Trump likes to pretend he's a devout Christian when it's convenient for him. And by pretend, he shows up at events like the National Prayer Breakfast, throws out a couple of buzzwords about faith in God, and then goes right back to selling $60. God bless the USA Bibles like some kind of late night infomercial host. Jimmy Kimmel totally called this out on his show, and honestly, he hit the nail on the head. He compared Trump's relationship with religion to when you were a kid and your mom forced you to go to church because grandma was in town. Remember those Sundays? You're sitting there trying to act all holy, nodding along, maybe even pretending you know the words to a hymn just to keep up appearances. And that's Trump, except instead of his mom making him go, it's his desperate need to keep evangelicals on his side. At this year's National Prayer Breakfast,
happened because our country's got some big headaches, but we have tremendous spirit right now. The spirit is as high as it's been. It was up 49 points this morning. 49 points. It's the biggest increase in the history of whatever the poll was.
Trump straight up said, we have to bring religion back. Coming from literally anyone else, that might sound like a nice unifying message, but coming from Trump, the same guy who's been accused of everything except being a decent, humble, God-fearing man. It's hilarious. Kimmel pointed out that out of all the insane things about Trump, the fact that so many religious people actually believe he's religious might be the hardest one to wrap your head around. And I mean, yeah. How do you go from bragging about never asking God for forgiveness to suddenly being the face of Christian values? About Kimmel's best line, he imagined what would happen if Trump ever met Jesus, and his prediction, Trump would take one look at him and say, he's a loser. He needs to get a haircut and put a shirt on. And honestly, that is exactly how that would go down. You know, Trump would be like, why is this guy barefoot? Is he homeless? Disgusting. Not a fan. I swear, every time I see Trump trying to act religious, I can't help but wonder, do his supporters actually believe it? Or are they just pretending like he is because it benefits them politically? Because at this point, it feels like the biggest case of let's just ignore reality I've ever seen. So I asked him, I'm heard. But hey, what do you guys think? Do you buy the whole Trump is a man of faith act? Or is it as ridiculous as it seems? Let me know in the comments because I need to hear your thoughts on this one.
Do you view Vice President J.D. Vance as your successor, the Republican nominee in 2028?
No, but he's very capable. I mean, I don't think that I think you have a lot of very capable people.
Ask Trump what is a pretty simple question, a layup regarding his running mate, J.D. Vance.
All right. So this might be one of the coldest political moments we've seen in a while. Trump basically shutting down J.D. Vance in the most Trump way possible. And Jimmy Kimmel,
that is colder than Melania's side of the bed. That is.
Oh, he loved it. He caught the exact moment Trump just casually threw his own VP under the bus.
Oh.
And honestly, it was kind of hilarious. So here's what went down. Trump was on Fox News getting tossed what should have been a pretty easy softball question. They asked him, since he can't run again in 2028, does he see his VP, J.D. Vance, as his potential successor, as the GOP nominee to carry on the Trump legacy? Yeah. You'd think Trump, being the guy who handpicked Vance as his running mate, would say something like, oh yeah, he's a great guy. He'd do a fantastic job. The best VP maybe ever. Classic Trump style hype. Now, instead, without even blinking, Trump just go.
The president's successor. But Trump is definitely thinking about a third term. He might even be thinking about a fourth term right now.
That's it. One word, not even a second of hesitation, just a flat, unapologetic no. And then almost as an afterthought, he adds, but he's very capable. And let me tell you, if I were J.D. Vance, I would be rethinking a lot of my life choices at that moment, because that wasn't just not yet or we'll see. That was a straight up rejection from the man himself. Like, imagine working your way up to become Trump's VP, thinking you're the heir to the MAGA throne, only for Trump to basically say, yeah, no, not you, buddy. Brutal. Friends and Kimmel. He lived for this moment. He straight up laughed, saying Trump's response was colder than Melania's out of bed. And honestly, that's a solid burn because Trump could have at least pretended to consider the idea, right? Like he could have done his usual. We have a lot of great people. We'll see what happens. Tremendous guy routine. But no, just straight to the point. Not my guy. Kimmel didn't stop there. He decided to check in on JD Vance, and for the bit, they had Haley Joel Osment playing him, which if you don't get the reference is extra funny because Osment is best known for The Sixth Sense, the movie where he sees dead people. So basically, they're implying JD Vance's political future is already a ghost. At this point, you have to wonder what's going through JD Vance's head. Like, does he laugh it off? Does he start plotting a revenge arc, or does he just pretend he didn't hear it and move on? Because the way Trump operates, loyalty only goes one way. You're loyal to him, but that doesn't mean he's automatically got your back. And this moment right here, just another reminder that in Trump's world, nobody's guaranteed a future.
I guess you have to say that when a quarterback wins as much as he's won, I have to go with Kansas City.
Time to storm NFL headquarters, I guess.
So Jimmy Kimmel just roasted Donald Trump again, and this time it's over something that's practically guaranteed to make Trump lose his mind. And honestly, it's absolutely hilarious. All right. Here's what went down. Time magazine just put out a cover featuring none other than Elon Musk chilling behind the Resolute desk in the Oval Office. Now, if you know anything about Trump, you know this had to send him into a full-blown tantrum, because let's be real, the man is obsessed with the Oval Office. It's not just any desk to him, it's his desk. And now, boom, there's Musk sitting there like he owns the place. You know that had to sting.
Do you have a reaction to the new Time magazine cover that has Elon Musk sitting behind your Resolute desk?
Is Time magazine still in business? I didn't even know that.
So when reporters asked Trump about the cover, he pulled his classic, "I'm totally not mad, you're mad" response. Is Time magazine still in business? I didn't even know that. Sure done. Totally believable. You had no idea that Time magazine, a publication that's put you on the cover multiple times, is still around.
For the most informed man in America, he sure doesn't know a lot of things. He's only aware of magazines he's been spanked with by a hooker.
Just like how he suddenly doesn't know anyone, his former staff, his former friends, his former lawyers, whenever things go sideways. But here's where Jimmy Kimmel absolutely bodied him. Kimmel fired back. He's only aware of magazines he's been spanked with by a hooker. Wow, that is savage. And obviously he's talking about that infamous claim from Stormy Daniels, the one where she said she had an affair with Trump and spanked him with a magazine that had his own face on the cover.
Excited to be Time's Person of the Year.
But I do want to thank Time magazine. I've been on the cover many times.
That was almost 2 months ago, though.
Which honestly might be the most Trump thing ever. Like, imagine your ego being so massive that you need to see your own face in the middle of your weird little fantasy. Now, of course, Trump has denied the whole thing because, of course, he has. But here's where it gets even funnier. Kimmel actually dug up footage from just 2 months ago where Trump was thanking Time magazine for naming him Person of the Year for 2024.
He wrote, "I love real Donald Trump as much as a straight man can love another man."
So, yeah, Dawn, you do know Time magazine still exists. You were literally just talking about them. And there's Elon Musk. Now, Musk, he probably realized exactly how much that Time cover was going to piss off Trump, and maybe he didn't mean to throw shade, but he definitely did. So in classic Musk fashion, he jumped on Twitter and tried to do a little damage control. He tweeted, "I love real Donald Trump as much as a straight man can love another man." Okay, Elon, whatever that means. But Jimmy Kimmel, he wasn't going to let that one go without taking a shot. He translated Musk's tweet perfectly. That's a way of saying, "I, daddy, please don't be mad at me. Please don't deport me back to Pretoria." I mean, ouch. That's got to sting. And honestly, it's hilarious. Because at the end of the day, we all know how Trump operates. If someone does something that even slightly threatens his fragile little ego, he's going to lash out. And this Time magazine cover, oh, he's madman. And no amount of, I didn't even know they exist, is going to convince anyone of it. So yeah, safe to say, Jimmy Kimmel won this round again.